Hello, Facebook, and who else? YouTube. How are you? Welcome to, it's actually episode 4. I should edit that right now. Welcome to, I'm going to edit this live because I can, because I'm getting so good at this technical stuff. My name is Kristen Ryder. I am a singing sound healer. I am an astrologer, and I am the hostess with the mostest of Who Are You? Who, 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 da-na-na-na-na-na, who are you? I'm never going to record it because I love to sing it. And I am so excited to bring you a beautiful goddess today. Her name is Tatjana Obradovic. I tried. You're going to say it right. But I'm like, it's Russian? Ukrainian?
Serbian.
Serbian. I was so wrong. So that's such an American way to do it. Such an American way to introduce you. Before we get started with our beautiful guest of the Key of Love, I have a few announcements. I am doing an in-person sound healing for this amazing Mars-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, coming in hot this Saturday at 11 a.m. There's still space on Zoom. I believe I still have physical space because people say they're coming. Everyone is in their feelings this Cancer season and learning how to self-nurture. We can do this, humanity. We can feel our feelings. We can do this. If you need to get an astrological reading with me or a private sound healing with me, you can go to my website, which is kristenwriter.com. And then I am going to be blasting y'all with crazy marketing for my Platonic Sound program that launches this month, July 27th at 11 a.m. That's going to be on Zoom. That's a 5-week program where we are going to be diving deep with the organic technology of the Platonic solids, where I will assist you in breath work, meditation, visualization, voice lesson to use your voice, to use your sound to activate the Platonic solids and create organic technology medicine for your everything. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this program. And I'm so excited to have you here with me, beautiful goddess. Oh my gosh. We met in person back in May in Austin, Texas at the Unite the Light conference. And honestly, it felt like meeting you in person was just like, well, hi, sister. How are you? So good to see you again. Is that how it felt for you?
Totally. Thank you so much, Kristen, for inviting me to your show. I have been listening to your beautiful sounds that you produce that connect with nature, that connect with different dimensions. For the last 3 years, ever since I joined Serious Joy. And I know you are not step 10 Cancer. So during Sirius, which I am,
Is it
so
your birthday?
it was a few days ago.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Happy birthday to
Thank
you.
you.
Happy birthday to you. That's right. I text you. Happy birthday, Tatjana. Happy birthday to you. Oh my gosh. It was
Thank you.
just,
Thank you.
that seems like I text you that message like
A
10
month ago.
Yeah, like time is going so fast with this Jupiter and Gemini. It's just like giving. So amazing.
I agree. Really, time, I feel like an hour has shortened to 40 minutes. And the days, even you mentioned Uranus Mars conjunction that we're going to have. I feel that they actually don't happen on the day they were supposed to, but they happen a couple of days earlier. So for me, it was yesterday. It
Oh,
started.
yeah. For me, it was this morning when I woke up to no internet.
There we go.
Yeah, but I mean, things are so much faster. And in my opinion, because we are studying the stars and we're doing our emotional, spiritual, soul work, it does happen faster because we're all psychic.
Yes.
So, and it's interesting because, this is a shamanic technique I use when problems like no internet happen. I text you this morning and, hey, y'all listening, because Mercury's about to go into shadow in the next week. So then it'll go retrograde later in the month. But there's a shamanic practice called flashing forward. I'm sure some other medicine people have other techniques or names for it. But I was like, okay, how can I problem shoot this technology? And Uranus has been in Taurus, so I'm really up leveling the technology these since 2018. But I was like, okay, I will just create a hotspot. So I tested it. I could get in. It was like that. And it was like, okay. And then I did my physical workout where I do my grid work in my body with my workout. And by the time I was done with my workout, it was up and running.
There we go. There we
Intention.
go. That's why I always call you the goddess of sound, because you really embody all the techniques that you teach us, that you present, that you guide us through, either through your sessions that are online and in person, or with Serious Joy community. You actually apply them, and that's what I love about people. You walk your talk. And I can trust you with doing then I can trust your techniques, and I can trust you, and I can let you, because when we work with sound is going to we are moving into age of Aquarius. Everything is going to be delivered through air. Air is sound, right? Sound travels through air. Therefore, even medicine, we already moved a little bit during the pandemic into telemed, what it used to be in person, but everything, the sound is going to be the main medicine of the era we are moving into, or Earth 3, as some of our favorite people refer it to. So absolutely, you are so ahead. You even healed internet and Mars, very stubborn Mars, with sound.
What? And you can't write it because the sun is trining my Mars right now.
Oh, there we
So
go.
Mars has been, Saturn has been sitting on my Mars in
Wow.
Pisces
Oh my
all this time. So I'm getting all sorts of activations. Oh yeah, humbled. I am humbled, God universe. I am humbled. And it's so wonderful to just be able to banter about all of this wisdom that we're remembering with you, because you get it. There's no resistance. It's not like, oh, that's hogwash or da 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 da. It's like, no, this is real organic technology that our bodies and our consciousness and our souls are built with. Like,
Yes,
this is who we are. you know
absolutely.
it's who we
Absolutely.
are. So wakey wakey humanity, it's getting exciting.
It's getting very exciting, and everybody will be awakened this way or the other. So we better wake up voluntarily.
Yeah.
What and I really I can piggyback on that. I remember the moment when you did sound healing during the convention, and being a highly intuitive. Empath, very sensitive person, I can do everything with my eyes closed. As soon, like, I'm a step 10 Cancer, Moon in the 12th house in Leo, Leo rising, even Venus in Leo. Now it moved today, right, to
I
Venus.
know.
But everything is the stellium in the 12th house. So everything with my eyes closed works immediately. What
Because in
fascinating,
case people don't know, 12th house is your subconscious. So
self-conscious,
it
yes.
rules meditation, dreams, anything behind the scenes, water. Neptune rules that house. So anything like you're beyond empathic. You are psychic, my sister. You are
Thank you.
very psychic. Like, it was a no-brainer.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I never, I don't have I don't feel like I have authority to say that. I keep that in behind. But you have a beautiful talent to discover it so quickly. So again, during the conference, you joined the 10 Net 10 group, and the moment I saw your tag, I'm like, Kristen, are you Kristen Ryder? Okay, you're not part of Cancer Group, but please come in. I love you. And I was trying to explain, everybody was supposed to present what their intention is for the next year. And I was talking about my magical oils
Oh my
that are
gosh.
truly magical.
you
Which
guys,
one do you have? Which one do you have?
I have the med honey,
Oh, honey. So that's the solar plexus. And
which is what I rule in human design. I'm like, y'all, that my child is like, oh my God, mommy, that stuff is so good. And I put it on and I immediately, first of all, I mean, you can't see because of the light. Wonder if I can. The key of love. Look at her beautiful branding, everyone. This is the Med Honey one. It's a little bright, but I mean, the power and intention in this is, I mean, I put it on and I feel Christed consciousness. I get connected to my Egyptian lifetime, and then it helps me open like the back of my heart chakras opening. I mean, it's so goddessy.
thank you.
It's
As
so goddessy.
as it should be for especially for the goddess of sound like you are. But you have the talent of, like, I take a long time in explaining what it is, and you listen to me for 3 seconds. And while I was trying to say that the oils are actually the holy trinity of angel, crystal, and absolute and absolute, and I was trying to explain how all that blends and works in together, and you said, oh, you're just an alchemist. And today you just said, oh, you're just a psychic. I'm like, okay, so I just have to be next to you and you will read me through. So that's the connection that I truly feel.
Well, and it's funny because I'm a 1 degree Leo rising.
Oh,
So all of your planets are in my first house, and
mm.
all of that trines everything that I have in my ninth house in Aries. And I get so excited to just share and that people get it. And I'm sorry if I interrupt you. My inner child comes on, and I'm like, I'm having so much fun. Then somebody can understand my language.
Totally. It's more like I can feel your language and then you put it into words. Like I totally, I have Mars in ninth house, also in Aries. So that is activist. So look how nicely we are all aspecting each other.
What
Um,
degree is your Mars at?
7.
Oh my gosh, my Jupiter is at 11 and my moon is at 4.
Oh,
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
there we go. There we go. Beautiful.
So, okay, the Holy Trinity. So, is that like also the masculine, feminine, and the child? The
Yes.
Christ
So
ch
when we say Holy Trinity, it is always when we have an aspect of three that moves us from the horizontal sort of destiny line. Whatever is written in, let's say, in our natal chart, it has to happen that way. We from that passive. Line, horizontal line, when we have three aspects, we move into vertical where we actually can influence that energy. So, why, although I'm an astrologer as well, I don't prefer to read my own chart because when it's just my chart, it is me and my chart, which is two. And it's a horizontal one. When somebody else reads my chart, we have three. We have astrologer, person whose chart it is, and the actual chart. And we move into vertical where we can actually activate the aspects that are there that we want to activate, or we can unnod those energetic nodes or karmic nodes that exist that are presented in opposition or squares in our chart. So when I was very similar to you, when I was thinking, okay, we have this age of Aquarius coming, Uranus is moving in Gemini in 2026. We are diluting our message so people, because people nowadays, including us, don't have the patience to listen to 20-minute conversation. They want things within 5 seconds or less. I was thinking, and then living in America for 26 years, I have Saturn on 26 Gemini. I've been in New York for 26 years, exactly this year. Yeah,
You have a Saturn aspect and you're in New York, right?
I'm in New York.
Oh my gosh, I have a Saturn aspect here in Asheville with Chiron.
Oh my God.
Oh,
See
yeah.
that?
Wow, that's so oh my god, you're such a mirror. I love you.
Of course I love you. You know that. I told you that the second I saw you. So I was thinking, I was in a very, usually when we have these downloads, and you can confirm that, it's usually we are put in a challenging situation before a beautiful download comes to us. In ancient Egypt, you mentioned Egypt, your oil has lapis lazuli. That's why.
Oh my gosh. I don't think you told me that.
No, I did.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
This
that,
is real, y'all. This is
and the actual sign, you mentioned the sign. My sign is the key of love, which is derived from the key of life, or an ankh. And
an
then, and you see the heart instead of it, which again, it came to me into one meditation when I was in Sahara leading these
yeah.
spiritual tours.
How
It,
did you like? What was like? How I want to hear how the invention of this came to heart.
okay.
I'm
So
so excited.
beautiful, beautiful question. So usually, like I said, we are put to test or initiation before, to show that we are worthy of what is coming through us. It's I cannot call it mine, although it's currently the only one in the world, but it's really downloaded. So I was last year, May of last year, it was one of the hardest periods of my life. My Chiron return just started, and I'm still in that Chiron return mode right now. I have Chiron on 20 Aries. We had eclipse on 19 Aries. So again, ninth house, a lot of healing that needs to happen, physical healing, right? Because it's Aries, it's our body. And so I was pretty much immobilized due to different situations at the clinic where I was working. I'm a trained psychologist turned astrologer for the last 14 years. So from astrology, from psychology, working just with the brain, with cognitive, I realized that the depth of healing that I want to see in my patients is not even close to what I want. It is it,
Surface.
it is on the surface. It heals for a little while, but then everything comes back again, especially in behavioral psychology. When we are just studying the behavior, we're working with cerebral. I was very frustrated because I like things deep. I want to get to the core of what it is, and even deeper than that subconscious, I want to go into unconscious. When that in psychology we say self-defense mechanism was created, or in astrology we would say where those squares or oppositions were created, right? Events that created it, and then we needed to build a bubble wrap around it, to use a lot of our life force to preserve that specific event, not to affect the rest of our lives. But then if we look at the fixed stars, we know everything always comes back. Nothing can be put under the rug. We can wait for 10 incarnations, for 100 incarnations, but it will show up.
Yeah.
Uh, that's how it goes, right? And then I said, okay, living in New York for 26 years, where we have this so-called New York minute, where we need to deliver 6 informations in a minute, where usually people do that in an hour. I was really, I had almost like a physical desire to have something in the bottle. Now, having things in the bottle could be on a superficial level. Okay, I have a headache. Let me pop a pill and it will pass. It will be gone, or I will suppress it. But also, bottle before that, before we demonize the bottle, small bottles were potions that alchemists used to heal what needed to be healed.
Which is Chiron, the wounded healer.
Yes, exactly, which is Chiron. Then I also have Neptune retrograde in the 4th house in Sagittarius on 5 degrees, making exact trine to my moon, also 5-degree Leo. So moon and
Your moon is in your 12th.
yes.
Oh my goddess. So and a step 5 is the I think. So it's like how we communicate with ourselves, and the fact that it's trining from her 4th house, her home family foundation, with Neptune retrograde, which is how we communicate with spirit and tune in and tap into spirit at an I think degree, grand trining to her subconscious emotional state in her 12th house at the I think. Oh my gosh, you cannot write that.
On top of it, I have Mercury, Venus onto Leo, again in the 12th house. So this is all like a triple trine we have going on there. So the words and love and feelings have to be very profound. Two is I feel, right?
Yep.
As well. So
Talking serious joy, Christopher Witecki step system in astrology, everybody.
yes, yes, we are. Um, and then in that, I always have been attracted to herbs, to flowers, to essential oils. It was in the beginning, it was perfumes because I did move from patriarchal system and then went through the wounded feminine phase to finally to be able to embrace my divine feminine. So now I moved from perfumes, now meaning last 20 years, from perfumes to essential oils. And even then, I was looking for something deeper. There are phenomenal essential oils that we can have access to nowadays that are organic, that can be used orally, certain ones. But I got tired of it, and I was looking into same way like Dr. Bach looked into wildflowers around us.
I love Bach essences, and I too love essential oils. I have a whole bunch, and when you told me about your essential oil, I was like, "Oh, great, I'll check it out." But your vibe in person, I was like, "Oh no!" And then when I figured out this was yours, I was like, "Oh, it's a whole new." And the healing of the divine feminine journey that you went to, that is no small feat. And even the beauty of was the picture that I used for the thumbnail of this, just your connectivity with the nature and the beauty and your innocence and all your Leo, your heart is just beaming in that picture. Was that prior to your divine feminine healing or after
It
that
was
picture?
right in the middle.
Okay, that's where I was wondering, because connecting with nature is what really can help us heal that, which is what you obviously did, and then you alchemized it.
Yes. Then I alchemized it because besides essential oils, I also love crystals. And crystals are pretty much sound or angels embodied because you led us through how do you call it? Dodecahedron.
The dodecahedron for past lives,
Yes,
the
one of
dodecahedron.
which is
Yep.
one of the shapes of crystals as well. So it has its crystalline uh, uh, structure that you actually can sing. And what ancient goddesses and priestesses in Egypt used to do before they would present a healing oil, they would encode it with vocalizations. And it needed to be at least 3 priestesses to encode or activate a certain oil. Now, if we have that crystalline structure present in a crystal,
Mhm.
the crystal is a representation. If we look into Kabbalah, each crystal is a representation of one angel. Angels are our future, same way animals are past or our ancestors. Angels connect us to the future or to generations that are to come through us, and they all of them bring a certain message. We have in Kabbalah, we have 72 main angels that govern 5 degrees of each on the zodiac. So we have 72 times 5 is 360, right? So
Wow.
when I was selecting, when I actually I wasn't selecting, I was just the way I work is I gathered information from all different sources, starting with ancient scripts, of course, Old Testament and the New Testament. I read Kabbalah, I read even Bhagavad Gita and some Vedas. So it was really accumulation of something that where my heart was and what helped me heal for more than a decade. And then I said, how about there is this beautiful text in New Testament in Revelations that explains how the New Jerusalem would look like. If we translate New Jerusalem to today's terms, that would be 3D or 3D Earth or Earth 3 or 5-dimensional space where we are moving. So everybody, there all the people of the book believe that there will be that beautiful place that is described exactly the measurements, how many miles, and what it will be created of. And it will be created of 12 specific crystals that, when put under black light, they actually give us a beautiful rainbow, a specter of colors. And what is interesting, in those 12 crystals, diamond is not there, ruby is not there, garnet is not there. When put under black light, they look like speckles of dust.
Wow.
There is nothing coming out.
Wow.
But for example, when we put lapis lazuli under that light, you get amazing sphere of light.
Well, and that is one of my, like, go-to stone, like, that is so good for my energetic field, especially being a singer. And,
Yes,
you know, I mean, yesterday we did on the soul support group show we did how consciousness affects water, and we talked about Dr. Emoto's work,
absolutely, yes.
right?
Who
So you're
won a Nobel Prize for that? Yep.
crystalline and charging it and the women singing to it. And, that's just something I have remembered my whole life. Like, and that's what it feels like you have remembered in your journey, in your healing process as well.
It just came together, finally came together. I felt it on a physical level, somewhere subconsciously vibrating in me, but it took me a while. It took me the moment where I literally could not move. All I could do is sit and meditate for quite a long time, that I wasn't able literally to even move, when that connection just came together. And I said, well, if we have an angel that is embodied in the crystal, if we have a crystal that already has its own healing properties, and if we have the highest level of essential oils, which are called absolutes, so there is absolutely nothing in it besides the essence, the immune system of the oil. That's
Mm.
why they are much, much stronger than typical essential oils, even the ones that are the highest quality that myself and my family has been using for 20 years. This goes beyond that. And this is the purest that can be found on the planet. Also, the selection of actual essential oils is not your typical lemon, lavender, peppermint, none of it. So the oil that you have
Almost
is.
like
Mhm.
it's almost like because you've always wanted to go deeper, you've always wanted to go this, and it's kind of like the essential oils that is, propagated and promoted to the general public has become like our food source. It's like, no, it's broccoli, carrots, and this, and it's like, no, we're supposed to have like 50 more varieties.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm going to find those varieties. And you found 360 angels and crystals and the vibrations of it. And like, amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really true, and I feel it is my duty to actually explain to the world what these oils do, because there are, as we start our healing process, we go into regression. Some people go into regression. Some people do hypnotherapy. Some people do family constellations. Some people do work with angels. Some with crystals. Some with sound. And I was looking for something. I was looking for a connection between all these, and I actually discovered that is all the same. It is just the method, the way it is delivered, or how do we describe it. But if we say, let's say, an oil of lily of the valley, one of my favorite, we can say lily of the valley, or we can say fluorite, which is the crystal that is in. We can say angel Aniel, that is the angel that governs, that is represented in the fluorite. We
Okay.
can say the tribe of from Old Testament is one of the 12 tribes. It's Levi. We can say in the New Testament is his apostle Saint John. We can go further to say that this is the oil that is connected to our second chakra. It is the oil of planet Venus. It is the oil of Taurus
Oh,
and
Taurus.
Libra. And
Yeah, yeah,
Libra. right, Taurus, and even
Well,
Libra.
that gets interesting because in Christopher's step system, Venus isn't the ruler of Taurus. It's
That's true.
her.
Taurus, yes. So for him, absolutely. And in his system, so we can say, okay, at least Libra, right?
Yeah.
And then if we have another oil, let's say cacao, which is also one of the amazing healers. We say that cacao
What
ceremonies.
so the lily you would use, and do you use one? Because I see so much lapis Lucy Lucy.
Lazuli, uh-huh.
Now, is there one crystal per essence?
Yes, there is one crystal per one absolute.
Okay,
It is
got it.
so all 12 crystals from the New Testament, from the Revelation, are in these bottles. So basically, and one extra. So basically, when we use them all together, we are creating that new Jerusalem. We are creating Earth 3. We are creating 5D with these crystals because literally it is described in scriptures. Plus, we have angels to support, specific angels to support that work. So we are connecting past and the future the same way. Because if we read all texts, especially in Judaism, we can see that their high priests used to wear breastplates, and they would have 12 crystals that each one represented one of the tribes. So these are these crystals. And furthermore, in Judaism, the priests used to crush crystals in very small amounts and use them as potions to heal certain diseases as well. So there is a certain set of benefits that each oil brings to us, then each crystal brings to us, that the angel brings to us. Then there are characteristics that, because we are just a net of 30 billion different cells within us, and not all cells are awakened. Some are deeply asleep, some are latent. In psychology, we know that. Also, we have some latent characteristics that we don't really utilize much. In astrology, we can have beautiful aspects, beautiful, but we never activate them if we live in an odd place on the earth, or we are in a wrong environment, or we don't really work on ourselves to activate those aspects. So we can have them, but they can be asleep entire life. So when we use this oil, we actually activate that specific planet, that specific house that's ruled by that planet, that sign. We activate characteristics of either an apostol, and since the oils are 13, we have 13. The 13th one is Mary Magdalene. So the whole set is called 13 lunar oils. And
Wow.
then when we look at our typical astrological chart, there are 12 signs. So the 13th one, the Ophiuchus, is included here as well, which is Chiron, um, or the wounded healer, right? That is nowadays very, very active for many of us.
Wow. 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 That is amazing. And you can purchase all 12. That's the whole set of 12. And you sell
13.
individually on your website,
Yes,
thekeyoflove.co,
correct.
which is also going to become the keyoflove.love.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 'Cause I want everybody to know that. So it's like, okay, keep your tabs on there. And I was looking at your website. You have like programs that you offer. You've got all sorts of magic that you are up to. I mean, y'all, you got to get this. And what one does this one rule? The med honey?
That is the solar plexus.
It's the solar plexus. That's right.
And then when we even just talking about lapis lazuli in if we look at old practices, lapis lazuli, not only that it was used in ancient Egypt, of course, as one of the main stones, they even crushed it and used it as a color, but lapis lazuli is connected to Sophia, to goddess Sophia, or our actually all the knowledge, or our Akashic records are kept in, and it's blue, which is the actual the
Pineal.
third
Right?
eye
Of
color.
course I got this one. Of course I got
Of
this
course.
one. Oh my god, I love it. Now, did you switch them up for our gift bags?
I did. Oh yeah, not everybody received the same.
I
No, of
love
course
that
I did.
shit. Oh my God. No, because I was in a goddess circle one Christmas of like 30 women and a lot of elders and a lot of this. And she had made tinctures, and there was one whale. And I was one of the first ones to pick out of the bag. She's like, that
That
was
is
the only whale. And I'm like, of course, because the whales like point their nose to the earth and sing to her. And I
amazing.
sing to people. Oh my gosh. I am so grateful. I love you. You're amazing. You're
I love you
miraculous.
too.
Okay. Now let's talk about all your other magic as well. Y'all, you have to get some of her. Like, if you are ready for an up level on your essential oil intake and goddess caretaking, by all means, go see Goddess Tatjana's site at thekeyoflove.co and .love.
Thank you. Thank
And
you. When we look into astrology, what I really love about the oils is that we can literally work as every aspect can be. Let's say we have a square, we can eventually, as we work on that specific energy, we can turn it into trine. Also, what works very well, and what I love about the oils is because within 20 milliseconds, when we put it on, because the molecule of absolute is so small, almost the same size as our human molecule, it
Mhm.
goes within our bloodstream within 20 milliseconds. And then depending on our circulation, between 20 and 30 minutes, it goes through each cell in our body. And because it's pure organic, it shakes it from all non-organic impurities and releases it. So just by applying simply just the oil, our body and our chakras are already going to be aligned. If we add the delivery system, which is the crystal, so the actual roll on is the same crystal that is inside.
Like, oh, you missed nothing. I was just like, oh, she is. Well, I can't use the NASA operation anymore because that's all a lie. But like, you did not miss a beat. I was just like, this is a very high frequency. Like,
Thank you. And the point is, again, going back to Uranus moving into Gemini very soon,
yeah, like,
everything needs to be delivered so quickly within a second, almost like a lightning. It just needs to work
almost like
well.
telepathically.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. Just quickly get it in there. When we don't have, there are beautiful, so many thousands of beautiful techniques that we can use. But when we are not in a position to do that, if we're at work, we are at some meeting, we are in a crunch situation where we need quickly to come back to ourselves. When we leave our body, when because we are in a very challenging moment, the best thing to do is just apply the oil specific to the chakra that is addressing, or if nothing else, just put it under your nose and smell it, and it will create this blissful moment within a few seconds, literally within a few seconds.
It
And
is.
then if we, for example, I like to dig, as we all understand. So I like to dig in my chart. I'm constantly working on myself since I was, I don't 9 years old. So let's say I have a challenging aspect between Sun and Pluto. Then I use oil for Sun, which is honey that you have. So the names are in Serbian because I'm Serbian, and in English. So med is honey in English. Uh,
No, I'm like, is this medical, honey? Should I eat this?
it's pure enough, it could be, but the way that we want it delivered is to actually work on our body, directly on the body. So we can use, or let's say I have Sun square Pluto, I can use honey for Sun, and I can use carnation for Pluto and apply it. Sun, we apply on solar plexus, right? This is the solar plexus chakra. And then Pluto, because Pluto is the transcendental chakra, it is 1 foot below our feet. So then we can apply it actually on the feet. That is the closest. So we have Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. Those three chakras are not in us. They walk with us wherever we go, because that's 8th, 9th, and 10th chakra. So these two oils applied that way address my Sun, Pluto, Sun square Pluto, for example, or any other aspect that we may have. Jupiter opposition Venus, and we see our relationships are not doing so well because we have that in our chart. Let's use those two oils. if we want to strictly speak just astrology. But then we know that once we start using astrology, then the entire spiritual world opens up to us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we Wahana, she's in the chat and she's like, we are all connected. Dobero. Wow, Yugoslavia. She's in New York City.
I'm in New York City, yes. I've
And
been here
and
longer than in Belgrade. I've been living in New York longer than I have been living in Belgrade.
oh my goodness, amazing. Does anybody in the chat have a question for our goddess? That's what I want to know, Ahana. Ahana. She's amazing. I just did a reading for her last week. Okay, so these are just magical things. I mean, do you sell out of these things all the time? Because just
Pretty much. The stock is usually between 5 and 10 actual sets. And then sometimes people choose to use one specific oil. For example, if they get a set and they really have issue for, let's say, with self-esteem, and they use med or honey much more than any other oil, then they like reorder specific
you
oils a
can
little bit
order a
more.
la carte to
Yes,
like refill the set.
correct.
Now, if someone like, how much is the whole set of all 13?
13 oils. It's 13 oils. So altogether, and there are 15 milliliters of
Mhm.
pure absolute. They're about 5 grams of crystals. So you can see the crystal is about 1/3 of the bottle. And then the actual absolute is probably like 12 or 13 milliliters. There are $3.95 for the whole set or $39 per oil. And for your viewers, for your listeners,
Oh, she's got
there
a sale, everybody. She's got a sale.
yeah, well, just specific gift, it will be 11% off. As soon as somebody says that they connected through my lovely C-star, Kristen Reiter.
Thank you. I'm going to put 11, honoring the Chiron. I'm like,
Yes.
where's the percentage?
I think you and I always choose these numbers, so they're highly vibrational. You have your platonic sound 555, so we have this 5, the energy of love of the 5th house, very much induced, and 396 is also 369 are those
Yes,
numbers in yes,
yes. Yeah, I know what those numbers are, sister. I know what those
absolutely,
are. Those are where we're going.
yes.
Now, so your essential oils is like your main thing. Like you really are an alchemist. Like you really took all of your wisdom and put them into these. I don't even know that oils is the right word for them because they're so powerful. But you have you do you still offer all your other services and things on your site?
Of course, yes, yes, of course. Oils are just oils, and flower essences is something that I have been using for over 20 years. In healing myself, working with my children, in my family, with my friends. I never do any other technique without using as an addition either flower essence or essential oils or both of them together. But I offer many other programs. So like I said, I'm a trained psychologist and I've been working as a psychologist in New York City for many, many decades, years, not decades. But on top of it, I'm also a professional astrologer. I'm ESAR certified professional astrologer. I also enjoy and very much follow Christopher Vitaki, Intuitive Astrology and Step System, because like I said, I think there is truth in everything. And
Yeah.
more we know, more we pull these
Yeah.
wisdom from different sources, higher we can go.
Yeah, it's like you're practicing the law of one and finding the through line of all of it. And I don't know if you've read those books. I have not either. But in my workings and journeys and experiences of life, I'm like, well, yeah, we're
Absolutely.
all one.
Yes.
Duh. That's
Yes.
what we're working on here, this unity consciousness. But that's the alchemy, it's like you pick and you choose. And what I did the MAP program,
Mhm.
MAP flower essence program years ago.
Mm.
What flower essence program do you use? Is it something that you've also cultivated, or is it someone you've outsourced and you use for your clients? Or
I make essences for each of the clients specifically based on their chakra and based on their natal chart. So we start with I call it journey to find your soul, and we look first. There is a test that is done. We look at person's chart. We look at the current situation, what is happening, what are transits, what are questions that are arising, and then it's a whole system called astro healing, where there are essences used, let's say from Australia, are for fire, for planets in fire elements. Then essences from Mount Shasta, where our friend was recently for my daughter's birthday, for summer solstice. Those are for fifth, for Mercury, or for fifth chakra, or
Mhm.
for all air planets in air signs.
Okay.
There are essences from Africa, and they are for all planets that are in earth signs. And each one of them is combined based on not just, let's say, it's beyond Dr. Bach. Dr. Bach is mainly for Europe, and it's mainly connected to Jupiter and healing the emotions. So all the planets that are in water sign, that's what Dr. Bach, all these 38
Oh,
essences.
that's interesting. Does he know that?
I don't know if he knows that, but yes.
I wonder if he knows that. Is he still around?
No, he's not,
He's
unfortunately. But
gone.
the teaching goes on.
Oh,
Yes. So it is beyond. Again, I cover the whole world, and then everything that I do, whether it's just a simple traditional astrological or psychological counseling, or any of my programs, which are many. I currently run live 13 lunar oils program. So we meet every full moon, and we work with one oil for that, and we talk details and details and details about that oil. What
the entire lunar cycle from full to full.
Yes,
Okay.
28 days we work with one, because lunar cycle is our or the way the moon circles around the earth is our basic consciousness. And if we can hold consciousness, if we can hold one thought, one consciousness for 28 days, we receive, it's an initiation. Then we can go higher. We can go from moon, we can move into Mercury cycle, we can move into Venus cycle, and do things deeper. So basically, because the whole program is 13 months, we meet once a month for an hour, and there is a lot of material, written material that comes with it, and those beautiful cards that describe, like in essence, what the oils do. And then we go 13 times 28 days, which is the full year, right? When
It's what do you think about people that are, because 13 is coming in. What do you think about the 13th, you know?
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely necessary. I think this is what we need to implement in order to move from horizontal to vertical. Not only that is the number of divine feminine, and I teach about it. I have also my online sisterhood called New Moon Sisterhood, where we meet every new moon and full moon for years already. We do full rituals, and I often talk about number 13 as a representative of Mary Magdalene, who
Yeah.
was the first apostle, not the 13th, but the first, actually.
The first, AKA his wife.
Like his wife, and exactly, and everything else. I have the whole course about Mary Magdalene as
I
well.
played Mary Magdalene in Jesus Christ Superstar. Jesus Christ. Okay, you can't get it out. But it's comical how, God was like, come away from the south node in your 11th and go to the fifth. Okay. So that honors it. Well, and it's, I love how the divine feminine is so honored in your work. And do you have any men in your program ever?
Sometimes, let's say the 13 lunar oils is open to men and women, because everybody can use oils. And there are some oils that they have like more of a masculine tone to it. Let's say amber, elderberry, there are some oils that really carry more of a masculine, which we all need, right? We
Yeah,
need
it's the
both.
balance. We need them both.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then there is another program that I lead called Journey of Twin Flames, which is 11-week program where we meet once a week.
How many
And
of
that is
you are
also,
there? How many programs are you're just on fire. Okay, go. You're inspiring me. You're
thank you.
inspiring me. Go,
Thank
go.
you. It all actually started with, so that is open for men as well. It all started with Via Combusta, which is, I used to lead only spiritual journeys through Egypt that were in person. I call them outer journeys. But basically, everything I do is either inner journey or outer journey. So the moment pandemic came, we could not actually go to Egypt. And I decided, okay, we can't go to Egypt, but Egypt can come to us. And we moved from a spiritual, alive, in-person journey into Via Combusta, which was the inner journey that also lasts for 13 weeks, where we had three parts to it. We were meeting in each temple, and I was presenting everything about that specific temple, about the god or goddess of that temple, doing the meditations. And they're also designed like chakras, and ancient Egypt has all this phenomenal history and significance, spiritual significance to us nowadays. And then we also connected it to remembering what that we were all priestesses, we were all sisters, and we all sat in these circles, right? Ritual, ceremonial circles, each new moon and each full moon from the beginning of time. That is how we healed. That is how we connected. We have so many documents that actually present that. We can even read or watch Red Tent, Anita Diamond, where it details, it is described.
Oh, we lost your sound. You're honest. What are you doing now? Oh my goodness. Hey y'all, if anybody has a question for Tatjana, feel free to type it in the chat. Oh, she's getting intimate with us. That's interesting. You brought up the red tent and the volume went ba-choom. That's interesting.
Is
There
it
you are.
better?
There you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's interesting. You brought up the red tent, and that is
Red
a
Tent.
powerful ceremony. And then it just went, nope.
There we
That's
go.
interesting. Yeah.
I think it all goes back to 2012 when we really, most of us started very deep healing work and awakening. And when we finally had this courage to venture from the patriarchal system into who we truly are. And when I say we, it's mainly women, because I do primarily work with women. I would say 90% of my clients are women. And especially that is one of the first programs, like I said, Via Combusta, where at that time in New York, there were many women who had to operate from the masculine perspective to succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I mean, a lot of us very powerful women are still in the process of taking the pants off. You know
Yes,
what I mean? It's just
exactly.
because and I think, that's the glory of the South Node in Libra. It's like, oh shoot, I was in my masculine again. Oh rats, how am I supposed to be? And it doesn't mean we're a soft, whimpering, weak, receptive, like we are powerful women. And it's not that those are the pants. It's like, this is what a powerful woman looks like. And in my opinion, like some of the men need to take the skirts off, and put their big boy pants on. Like, raise the bar. Come on, let's go. Let's have
Let's
fun. We're waiting for you. Let's do this.
I love it. Yes, exactly. This is exactly the process that needs to happen. And I would say in 2012, we started this process of moving from Mr. Boss Lady
Yeah.
into Miss Goddess, into Goddess, and still being very successful. So from alpha women, what who were, I would say, very, and myself included, disconnected from divine feminine and
Mhm.
from the way we can still be very successful from that softness, from being magnetic, meaning attracting, versus being electric and protruding as divine masculine energy its reality is.
A little bit of Aries, little bit of Aries in my chart. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I have Mars in Aries, my love. I know that very well.
You. Yeah, totally. Oh my goddess.
Luckily it's in the ninth house, so it's all connected to spirituality, and I was able to channel it into that. Therefore all these programs, like you said, but we moved, as like I said, those are the first programs I started were with corporate, very successful corporate women who forgot how to go back to their divine feminine, and how to connect and how to draw energy from there. That's why new moon and full moon circles is when women revive and refuel that energy. And that reconnection, the power of the field, if you look into astrology, is the gestalt field that heals us. But then into going deeper into shamanic work, into circles, is once we sit in a circle, all these lines connect us. There's this beautiful crystalline structure that happens.
It forms a sacred geometry,
Yes,
like tree of life, or but of its own unique
wait,
frequency.
exactly.
Yeah, I
And we all heal just by sitting in that circle. We all heal, and we all refuel together and recharge together. So moving from alpha women into sigma women, and sigma women are what who we are right now. It is highly intuitive, very sensitive, but no, the ones who know how, all of them, the whole set. Thank you for that question. It's the whole set. So what is we know how to connect to our divine feminine, in how to work from there without ending up depleted and exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah, so because and that's something that's coming up, with my clients currently, myself currently, really making sure that our cups are full first.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure um uh our beautiful Kathy's in the chat. Hi Kathy, I
Hi,
love
Kathy.
you. So she was asking which oil would you recommend for opening up our divine feminine more, and you're saying the entire set.
The entire set is created as a journey, 13-step journey. Again, just by having 13, we are ultimately connecting to the divine feminine, which is our number, right? And we are connecting to the teachings of Mary Magdalene, who was connected to Isis, or Sirius, right? Isis is actually Sirius in our sky. Also, right now, 14 degrees Cancer, right? Where
That's where my
when we
Saturn is. Thank you very much.
are you serious? Your Saturn is for, oh my, and my son's son is on Sirius, 14 degrees Cancer.
And that's in my 12th house. And that's when it first conjuncted with the last new moon. That's when Christopher Witecki and I met.
Oh my
Yeah. Isn't that funny? So Kathy also wants to know, so this is I have a question also.
God.
Also, which one for is there a particular one for clarity and purpose for a Scorpio?
Yes, a carnation, oil of
Carnation.
carnation. Yes, yes.
Carnation. Okay. So cuz I think it's I mean, I'm hooked on your shift. Like this is such magical stuff and I want to buy the whole set. And I love that you also offer them for $39. And does that 11% discount for anyone watching this, does that apply to the
Yes,
individuals as well?
yes, it does.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Tatiana, giving us the Chiron
And shipping
discount.
is included as well.
Shipping is included as well.
Yes.
Do you have your own UPS store?
No, I don't. But I just want this to be accessible and present. If a person wants to, if one of your sisters wants to really work only specifically on divine feminine, then there are two oils. One that is for our Venus, for our second chakra, and then another one is for the moon or for our heart chakra. So those two are the main. Our younger right? Our maiden divine feminine, and then our mother or crown, which is the moon. So those two planets and those two oils are really the best. So it would be cacao for moon,
Cacao.
right?
I want to type this so that it can go up, and it's cacao, CACAO oil, right?
Yes, and then again, one of my favorites for the second chakra would be Lily of the Valley,
Lily
which
of the
is
Valley.
if you like any Dior perfumes. Christian Dior was obsessed with Lily of the Valley. He had each couture dress had a string of Lily of the Valley flowers in it, sewn in it. They created an entire tableware for him with Lily of the Valley flower on it, design on it, and then all Dior, Miss Dior, all Dior perfumes based is Lily of the Valley. But in a Dior perfume that is nowadays between 200 and 300, right, depending on the bottle, you have about 2 to 3 milliliters of this oil, and it's not absolute, it's a perfume. There are certain levels of oils. So it is the one that's used in perfume. His industry is called perfume essential oil, which is on the lower scale, definitely not an absolute, and you have between 2 and 3 milliliters per bottle. Here you have 12 to 13 milliliters. So you can make a couple of, like, 5 different bottles just out of it if you are just going for aroma. And this is
Sure.
so much beyond aroma.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't think Dior puts all. I think there's some other things added in there that aren't necessarily good for humanity. That's all we'll say there. Oh my goodness. Well, Miss Tatiana, this is where you go to visit our goddess. Look at me, I'm getting so technical with this show. The
Woohoo.
key of love, this has been so full of so much beautiful and empowering information and gift. She's giving us 11% off. If you're watching this show, just say, I saw you on Kristen Ryder's Who Are You show, episode number 4, and she will give you an 11% discount on her products. I cannot recommend this goddess enough. The first time I put this stuff on, my whole day shifted in a matter of 30 seconds of what I was planning to do, of how I was feeling, of where I was uncertain to go. And it just turned into it flowed. My day just flowed into such a beautiful expression of, it was a great day after
Thank you. And
that.
Kristen, what you
All I
add
can
to the
say.
whole what you add to this whole set is you can sync to these oils and activate each crystalline structure in them and really code them to be your own oils, which is the point and which is what I teach during the entire journey with oils.
It's so amazing. Well, you are so gifted, and we're about at an hour, which I want to try and keep it so people can, that Uranus coming into Gemini. It's going to be fast. And when I first started this, I thought they'd be 30 minutes long. I was like, oh, that's how an hour happens. Okay, got it.
Got
Well, my friends, thank you so much for your questions, all your comments in the chat, and joining us for this live today. Tatjana Obradovic, I love you with all my heart, my Leo sister. Hang out in the green room when we're done so we can wrap up. And everyone on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, because you got yours hooked up somehow, sister, because you have an Android phone. Good goddess, good goddess.
Love
May
you. Thank
May
you
all
so
of us
much.
be blessed in all of the things coming. I love you all, and thank you so much, sister. You're such a powerhouse. What an honor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you.